You ever come back to a place you thought would feel like home, only to find it staring back at you like you're the stranger? That's how it felt when I got back to my granddad's old place in Colorado after 6 months busting my back on a job in California. All I wanted was a cold beer, a chair that creaked just right, and that musty pine smell that only comes from old wood and older books. The air was sharp, clean Colorado air. It bit just enough to remind you you're alive. But I barely had time to drop my bags before the doorbell rang. 2 cops, hands resting on their belts, like I might pull a rocket launcher out of my suitcase. "Sir," one said, "we got a call about a possible break-in at this address." I blinked, holding my beer. "You mean here?" He shrugged like it wasn't personal. Caller said an unfamiliar male was seen entering the premises. Now listen, I may look like someone who lives off the grid and talks to raccoons, but I had ID, the property deed, and a notarized will with my granddad's shaky signature on it. I handed it over like a grocery receipt. "This unfamiliar male owns the house," I said. They apologized, half-heartedly, then walked off saying something about the house looking vacant. I thought that'd be the end of it. I was wrong. 2 days later, same knock, same 2 uniforms, same concerned citizen call. But when I asked, they let slip something strange. Different name on the report, but same phone number. That's when I knew something wasn't right. The neighbors who used to wave started avoiding eye contact. A jogger straight up crossed the street to dodge me like I was radioactive. I wasn't just the new guy. I was something else now. Suspicious. Out of place. Like I didn't belong. And then, there she was. Silver SUV, clean enough to eat off, parked right across the street like it was casing a bank. Window rolled down, real slow. "You back for good?" she asked, with a smile that had too many teeth. "Excuse me. You're Milo, right? From the Brady place?" I nodded. "I'm Karen Blake. Ridgewatch Bluffs HOA. She said it like she expected me to bow. "Just wondering if you're planning to keep the house. It's been dormant for a while. Some of us thought maybe it was abandoned." "It's not," I said. "It's mine." She nodded, real tight. Lips so thin they nearly disappeared. "Well, just letting you know. We like things orderly around here. Welcome back." And then she drove off. Slow like a funeral procession. That night, motion alerts pinged my phone. 3:12 a.m., 3:57 again. Just shadows on the porch cam. But something about it felt off. Like the house was being watched. And it didn't stop. Next came the inspection guys. Navy polos, cargo pants, mirrored shades, the type of dudes who peaked in high school but somehow found power with a clipboard. One said he was with Ridgewatch Compliance Enforcement. "We're conducting a standard visual audit," he said, already walking toward my shutters. "I'm not part of the HOA," I told them. They looked at each other. "Your property's under provisional management." Provisional what? Provisional reclamation. Just a formality. And then, get this, they hammered a metal stake into my yard. Hung a sign that read, "Subject to HOA reclamation." I snapped, pulled the sign out, tossed it into their van, and said, "Do that again." I called the sheriff. One of them warned me, aggressive behavior is a reportable violation. Next visit? A woman in a cardigan so stiff it could stand up on its own. Clipboard. Lipstick. Same passive-aggressive smile. "Your shutters are misaligned," she said. "That firewood stack is non-conforming. That weather vane's an eyesore." I recorded the whole thing. She told me I wasn't allowed. I told her, "Read the Constitution." She left, but they kept coming. Officer Jared became a regular. 3rd visit in 10 days. Same script. Suspicious male. Possible squatter, blah blah. "You ever think the calls are coordinated?" I asked. He sighed. "I just follow protocol." The real shift? When a neighbor handed me an oatmeal cookie and a warning. "They act like they own the whole mountain," she said. "Push back and they call you unstable." I started digging. Turns out, Ridgewatch had a history of swallowing up unclaimed land, pressuring older homeowners, filing corrections to the zoning maps, quietly turning private property into HOA jurisdiction. So I went looking. Up in the attic, Under a pile of dusty tools and forgotten photo albums, I found it. A box labeled Anderson Survey 1956. Inside, a county-stamped map, detailed, inked by hand. It showed not just my property lines, but a 30-foot buffer zone. Buffer Ridge Watch had paved over, built a trail through, ran utility lines across. Hell, their HOA clubhouse had cables running right through it. I sent the photo to Elias Porter, my granddad's old friend and assistant DA. He wrote back one word. Gold. He warned me, don't confront them yet. But that night, Karen herself trespassed, on camera. She stepped onto my lawn, phone in hand, narrating like a news anchor. As you can see, illegal construction continues. Then she kicked over a flower pot and zoomed in on the mess. I didn't stop her. I just let her talk and recorded everything. The next week was a hurricane. Elias looped in the zoning department. They found maps that had been altered slightly, just enough to push properties into Ridge Watch control. Guess whose name was on the changes? Dennis Murdoch, county zoning supervisor, and, conveniently, close friend of Karen Blake. Campaign donations, shared calendars, cozy emails. We had motive, and now we had proof. But I still needed one more spark. So I called Alex, college buddy, now a journalist with a grudge against corrupt HOAs. He came with cameras, drones, the whole 9 yards. We filmed it all. The fake signs, the trespass, the flower pot incident. By Sunday night, the article went live. The HOA that stole a mountain. It exploded. By Monday, media vans were circling Ridge Watch HQ. Karen went on the news. Called me unstable. Bad move. I posted the full uncut video. Her voice clear as day. Push him hard. He's cracking. They pushed too far. Later that week, Ridgewatch employees showed up and started dismantling my tool shed. No warning. No paperwork. I called Elias. He called the marshals. Within 40 minutes, federal agents were on my lawn. Karen arrived in pearls and panic. This man has been combative, she said. One agent cut her off. Ma'am, you have no legal authority here. The property is not part of Ridgewatch. She stammered. Ask Dennis. Dennis Murdoch is under investigation. Her face went white. And just like that, it was over. Almost. With Elias at the helm, I sued. Civil suit, trespass, fraud, slander, surveillance, you name it. We asked for $275,000 in damages. The HOA crumbled. Karen? Guilty on all counts. Dennis? Fired. Prosecuted. Officer Jared? Suspended. The HOA itself? Dissolved by court order. And me? I got my house, my land, and a bronze plaque that now hangs above the rebuilt shed. Property rights are not subject to a vote. A year later, that yard hosted a potluck. Neighbors I hadn't seen in months brought folding chairs and food. Kids made a fort out of old Ridgewatch signs. Even Officer Jared showed up. In jeans. Carrying a six-pack. He nodded. I nodded back. No drama. Just closure. And now, every so often, a stranger knocks and asks about the plaque. I pour them a glass of lemonade, point at the lawn, and say, this is where it ended. And this is where it started. If you've ever dealt with an out-of-control HOA, or felt powerless against the fine print that tries to erase your rights, drop a comment below. Would you have fought back like Milo? Or walked away? Hit like if you believe in property rights. Share this with someone stuck in HOA hell, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories where the little guy wins. Because sometimes the porch fights back.